Hey guys, it's Gawain, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of the slightly weaker entry fraggers on attack, Finka. Finka is a 2-speed 2-armor attack operator that specialises in healing and buffing her team. Finka has good guns, secondary gadgets, and a mediocre primary gadget. Good Finka players will heal and support their team whilst popping off and getting kills at the same time. Let's learn how to play her. Finka is equipped with her hibernating heals, of which she has 3. These are nanobots that get injected into everyone on attack before each round and will stay inactive until Finka presses a button to activate them. Once activated, attackers will gain 20 health along with other effects. This 20 health will act as overhealth if the attacker is full HP, otherwise the attacker will get up to 20 HP healed that will last after the effects wear off. If an attacker is down when Finka activates her hibernating heals, they will get revived with 30 HP in about 3 seconds. Finka can self-revive with a boost, but I don't have footage of that because I rarely get downed, I just get killed outright, especially on attack. Adrenal Surge has a lot of small buffs it gives attackers as well, so I'll just blast through those quickly. It reduces aim down sights time by 25%, reduces reload time by 15%, cleanses flash and concussion effects, cleanses tinnitus, and increases move speed in barbed wire, making it slow by only 10%. As you can see, there are a lot of little bonuses that gradually stack up to make this gadget benefit the whole team in a way that not only increases their current health, but assists them in other ways when gunfighting too. There are 2 main negative changes when Adrenal Surge is active as well, because they make 2 defenders better against the entire team. When the team is boosted, Pulse can scan your heartbeats from 14 meters away, which is 5 meters further than normal because of the increased heart rates you and your team get. The rate of which you take damage from smokes gas grenades is also increased by 50% because each operator breathes twice as fast due to the increased heart rate. These interactions shouldn't put you off boosting your teammates though, as the benefits far outweigh the negatives. The key to using your nanobots is timing them right. As you get 3, you can space them out accordingly to get the most of their healing capacity. I tend to use my boosts when a few of my teammates have taken damage, we're about to push into sight, or a teammate gets downed and is safe to be revived. Typically I try to save my first boost for as long as possible so that when my teammates take small amounts of damage in the early gunfights they try to take, I can heal them all together. I then use the faster aim down sight speed to be aggressive myself and hopefully take some map control for my team. The next boost depends on where we are in terms of getting ready to make a big play, but I try to use it to get my team to be aggressive and take sight. This way your team is encouraged to take gunfights because they have more health and can get their guns up faster after sprinting in somewhere. I use my final boost to heal up my remaining teammates so that they are slightly healthier when taking the final gunfights to close out each round. Obviously when you use your boosts will vary from round to round, but I try to keep that general idea in my head when playing Finka because it means I know how to use my heals rather than just randomly picking a time in the round. Try your best not to just use your boosts for healing, but capitalize on the gunfighting advantages too by swinging the enemy and taking map control. Finka's primary weapon options are the Spear 308 assault rifle, 6P41 light machine gun, and the SASG-12 shotgun. Her secondary weapon options are the PMM handgun and the GSH-18 handgun. I personally run the Spear 308 with the PMM. The Spear is a solid assault rifle that's got decent damage and a decent fire rate. It's pretty easy to control, so you can run whatever attachments you want really. I run the vertical grip paired with the extended barrel, but if you want to hear the sexiest gun sound in Siege, then run the suppressor. You also get access to every scope up to the 2 times, so if you're a 1.5 times warrior like me, then you can run that too. The Spear is a solid weapon that won't let you down due to its good stats and easy to control recoil. The 6P41 has had a bit of a fall from grace with this gun on this character essentially causing the LMG meta a good few seasons ago now. It still has good damage and a decent fire rate, but the recoil can be a lot, especially if you really start chewing through magazines. The LMG is usable, but it's quite hard to do so, and if you've got an assault rifle as easy to use as the Spear at your disposal, then why opt for the LMG at all if the recoil gets worse the longer you fire anyway? The SASG-12, aka the Sausage, isn't the best shotgun. It's pretty mediocre on defense, which makes it kind of terrible on attack in my opinion. I did not have a good time trying to get clips with this gun on Finka, so I'm going to recommend that you avoid using this gun unless you really embrace the rush up and get in the defender's faces playstyle, which can be quite hard to do. Use the Spear. Its only competition competition is the 6p41, and even then there's not much reason to use the LMG. As for the PMM, it's the best pistol in the game, so of course I'm going to use it, and recommend you do too. It hits like a train with a decent fire rate too, great to swap to in a pinch. The Gush is also a decent pistol, with the only benefit over the PMM being the increased mag size, but the PMM hits way harder, so join me in saying PMM supremacy. In terms of secondary gadgets, Finka gets access to 2 frag grenades, 2 smoke grenades, or 3 stun grenades. The frag grenades recently got reworked to remove the cooking feature with the release of the new season, but I gathered all of this footage well in advance, so you're going to have to ignore me cooking the grenades and listen to what I'm saying instead. If you haven't gathered already, I recommend using the frag grenades even after the slight rework because they still work the same, they just have a lot less chance to kill people. I already used frag grenades to try and clear utility with anyway, so the change doesn't make much of a difference to me. Use your frags on stuff like deployable shields, maestro turrets, keeper barriers, and other bulletproof utility that you can't get rid of otherwise. You can also use frag grenades to push enemies off positions they're holding, so if you or a teammate are quick enough, you may be able to get a kill after using the grenade anyway. Smoke grenades are great for blocking off sightlines that you don't want to peek whilst pushing, and also supporting your team once they get the diffuser down. Use these to prevent enemies from swinging you and your team as easily, so that if they push through the smoke they are disoriented and you can easily kill them before they even see you. Stun grenades, aka flashbangs, work very well with Finka's kit as they allow her to blind enemies and push up to them whilst boosted to kill them with ease. Use these to burn grenade catching gadgets, zone enemies away from positions they want to hold, and blind them to pick up easier kills. Each secondary gadget Finka has access to suits her kit very well. I just find frag grenades give her utility clear, making her a lot more useful to her team. Setting up a flank cam in the prep phase is what I find to be the best use of Finka's drone because of her playstyle. This drone allows you to check the entrance into the building and or a flank halfway through the action phase, providing a lot of useful intel. To start the action phase, drone yourself into the first couple of rooms of the building that you plan on pushing through and get yourself in there. Split off from your team if you can with a plan to reconvene with them when a site execute happens. If you encounter an enemy hiding in a room that knows you're there, boost to give you a gunfight advantage in the form of extra health and faster aim down sight speed. At this point, at least one of your teammates is bound to have taken some damage, so they will get healed by the boost too. Take out that defender after you boost and push further towards site. Use your frag grenades to clear any utility like deployable shields or keeper barriers, so it's easier for everyone to push in. Call your team to push into site when you have a good opportunity to do so, and boost just before they go in and go in yourself. Hopefully you and your team will clear the defenders out of sight and get the diffuser down. Use your final boost to top everyone's health back up, and if you haven't used all 3 of your boosts already, and kill the last opponent to win the round. Finka only has one hard counter, Mute, but she also has a couple of soft counters, Smoke, Pulse, Echo, and Lesion. If Finka is within the range of a mute jammer, then she will not be able to activate her Adrenal Surge. If a teammate is stood within a mute jammer's radius, they will not receive the Adrenal Surge. To prevent this, avoid standing within the radius of mute jammers and try your best to destroy them all. Both Smoke and Lesion's gadgets will do damage faster to the attackers that are Finka boosted. There's nothing you can do to prevent this other than avoiding these gadgets altogether. Pulse can scan your teammates' heartbeats from further away when boosted, then there's nothing you can do to prevent this, just be mindful of the pulse if you know he's on the board. Echo can remove the effects of the Adrenal Surge with his Concussion Blast, but you can also cleanse the Concussion Blast with your Adrenal Surge. To prevent your gadget's effects from being negated, shoot the yokais before you boost if possible. Use your hibernating heals for more than just healing. They have lots of effects such as increased aim down sight speed and stone cleansers that can benefit you and your team a lot when timed right. Use the Spear 308 for a solid assault rifle that will have you shredding through enemies. Time your Adrenal Surge right so that you provide the most healing for your team whilst encouraging them to push in with their newfound gunfighting advantages. Use the frag grenades to clear utility and zone enemies out of positions they would rather keep holding. Take gunfights and map control to the best of your ability whilst playing relatively safe because you need to stay alive to get the most out of your gadget. Overall, Finka is a pretty easy operator to play in my opinion because you buff your entire team with the press of a button, as well as having easy to use guns and secondary gadgets. Learn when to use your primary gadget, how to utilize the new frag grenades, how to control the Spear 308, and you are sure to become a pretty decent Finka player. Thank you all for watching, I do hope you enjoyed. If you found this guide helpful in any way, shape or form, please do consider subscribing and sharing it with your friends, as it does help grow the channel, which is very much appreciated. As always, the vast majority of the clips you saw in this video were taken from my Twitch stream, link will be on screen and in the description. Apologies for this video being late, I've been unable to make content due to Siege removing T-Hunt, plus not being able to get into a custom game by myself. And also I got a new PC which is pretty fast, so Apex Legends will definitely be returning to the channel in the new year. Oryx is next for the Siege series, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.